Yo, what is good? This is 3/3/26. Um, this is gonna be like early market review, and then I'm gonna be backtesting the rest of it. Um, I haven't really seen the markets prior to that. I'm actually gonna move ES out of here so I don't see that either. So I'll probably just do this shit. Now, one sec. Try and not spoil the market for me. Sadly, we can't. Actually, I think I can look at SMT if I just do it on the same window. Anyways, basically, like morning market looked amazing today, and a lot of people made a shit ton of money. I didn't enter trade. I did enter trade, but I entered late, so I was very skeptical about continuing to hold it. So I kind of, exited out of it. But let's look at the charts. So this is the market of the trade that I was gonna enter. And we're gonna do the pre-market work all over again. Alright, let's see this. So on the 4 hour, I just drew a fib from the bottom to the top of the move to see, higher retracement or higher resistance areas. These were my main targets, as well as some of this LRL that was built up on the 1 hour and on the 15 minute, excuse me, on the 15 minute, on fucking 1 hour. There's a bit more LRL, as you can see. The fuck was that sound? Google Classroom? This shit? Remove that shit. Uh, so basically, I just checked this out, looked for any, fair value gaps that could get filled. Like there was one right here, I believe, but that's a very small one. There's one right here. On the 4 hour, I don't believe. Oh no, there was this one. Yeah, wait for the 10 a.m. candle to form so I could get the 4 hour gap, but I got off the charts before then, so it's like didn't really affect me much. Um, yeah, so okay, 15 minute. Looking at just the Asia and London, kind of looks like we're trying to be in a death profile, right? So, death profile, death trend, whatever you want to call it, right? We don't have the highs swept at all, but we had these previous highs. And it also kind of looks like an AMD model, but not really. Maybe a market maker sell model. And we're not even on Nasdaq. We're on gold. So yeah, we're in a death profile market maker sell model, right? This is not a trade that I took, by the way. I marked this trade out. I think I wanted to take this, but because I was on a shit computer, I'm like legit on a fucking school Chromebook remoting into my PC, and my shit's literally running at 3 FPS. So it's like extremely choppy. And then, so I can't like swap between tabs too often because it like lags my shit out. All right, if we go into here, we see this fair value gap that got tapped by this next candle right here. We also can kind of expect there wasn't an IVG right here, but on the 2 minute or the 3 minute. Yeah, there's a 3 minute IVG. I don't think there was on the 4. Yeah, it's a 3 minute IVG right here. So in reverse, and started going down. Pretty slow move, but it's fine. So we're kind of building up some LRL right here as well as right here. I don't see major manipulations though, which kind of like, throws me off a little bit, but it's fine. Don't always get perfect AMD models. So market opens. Let me actually go back because I fucked that up already. So market opens, right? Um, I see this fair value gap get formed instantly on the 1 minute. Then I just wait for an inverse. We got a candle going into the downside. Bam, inversion, enter off the candle. You know, take a trade, sell, market. Can't set TPs because this is micro gold. You can do 4 or 5. Like, I think decent risk management would be stop loss at 500, if I believe so. At least that's what I've been told on the 50k account. 500 good stop loss. But how many ticks are we above this? 238. So let me do the math. So 238 divided by 500. 476. I don't know what that means. So fuck. I'm gonna just do two contracts. I think that's 238 ticks if I believe so. 215. Oh no, that's 16 ticks. Whatever. You know what? Fuck this. I don't even care. I'm just gonna do 5 contracts. Almost said buy. There we go. Sell. Stop loss right here. Oh yeah, about 239. So we multiplied that by 5. Okay. I should have just done that. That would be so much easier. And then I was targeting about almost 1,000 ticks because I was targeting the 705 to 709 range or 79 range, right? Because that's considered high resistance. What's it called? High resistance, fucking high resistance area on the Fibonacci levels. Plus we do have some LRL right here. Like honestly, we have a pretty good amount of stacked LRL. Like low resistance liquidity, we have a good amount of it right here. So I was gonna consider taking that. We can see gold is already snitching on itself. So stop loss right here, take profit right here, and then I don't think because I didn't take the trade. I wasn't exactly looking at major resistance, so I marked it off as a trade I wish I could have taken. Holy fuck! It just smacked TP. But anyway, if you just let this play out, right? It's honestly like a really solid trade. And I think a bottom ticked that too. Yeah, probably. And then you could have probably taken a counter trade right here. This gap gets inversed. Does it get inversed? And then you can just take a buy position right here. Just targeting these highs. Shit's stupid. Yeah, I don't think this would hit. It won't make sense for the market to hit that. Yeah. So, anyways, I didn't fucking look at that. Anyway, so market was clearly going into a bearish direction, and this was the trade I was planning to take. This is a 4 RR of how many ticks was that? Yeah, fucking know. That was almost 1,000 ticks. So TP, good placement above protected highs. Take profit. I think TP would need a little bit more work because if we go out here, I don't believe I see any like major resistance. That's why I had to rely on the Fibonacci retracement levels to have a take profit placement. I knew the drawn liquidity was bearish, but I didn't know where it was, which makes this a bit of a sketchy trade. So I don't have a clear drawn liquidity where the market wants to go. Alright, so that would have been one reason to take a fade. And I believe on the 1 minute there's not much. Holy shit, it just like went straight ahead. Whatever. let's see Nasdaq now. All right, I rewind Nasdaq a bit too. This was a while ago. 4 hour, I believe we have a fair value gap up here. No, it's 1 hour because 4 hour didn't form it yet. 1 hour fair value gap and then a small 4 hour right here. However, these gaps got what's it called, balanced out, because there was another fair value gap on the other side, so they all pretty much got balanced out. No reason to use them, which kind of sucks. So if we just head down in time frame, 1 hour, most of this, yeah, still got balanced out. I think it's called balanced out. I forgot what the fuck the name of it is. Whatever. All right, so we head down to time frame, 15 minute. We have a clear death profile, right? We have this high not taken, this high not taken, this high not taken. We took previous day lows and previous day London lows. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Honestly, I feel like this would have been a little bit more bullish on the bias. However, I didn't exactly have a reason to say I'm bullish on the day. So, to me, this was we took two lows though, so I kind of had my suspicions. If we took two lows already, two major lows, London low and previous day lows, what kind of liquidity would we be targeting in the future? You know. So we took this low as well, and then we only have this one left right here, which I don't think we targeted. I don't I don't know because I wasn't on the markets for that long. If anything, I probably should have taken a buy today. And I'm pretty sure we're on pretty heavy discount right now. Where's the 1800 open? I'm not sure. Yeah, we're in pretty heavy discount, so in theory I should have looked for buys. So that's already something I did wrong, right? That's already something to account for. But with like all the news going on right now, it's a bit, rough around the edges. Anyways, anyways, I think the main reason I took a sell is because we're kind of in the death profile, so we're trying. Although this is like a very shitty example of a market maker model because we don't have any manipulation. We're just going down. Like there's really not much to look at. Going to the 5 minute. Was there an IPG here? 1 minute. I think there's a trade that you could have caught in London session. Maybe the small 1 minute. I think this is like a 30-second gap right here. Or there's a 30-second IFEG. Wouldn't know. Wouldn't know. Alright, let's look at the trade. So market opens, so we instantly go up, right? We formed this gap right here. Don't tap it yet. Now we just inversed it. Weak inversion because we had a bullish gap. So it didn't really bother looking at that. Then we had another inversion. So this instantly should tell you like we're already disrespecting PD arrays. But it's only just market open. We're like 5 minutes into market open. Not even. Yeah, we're like 7 minutes, 8 minutes into market open. So I think this was the first inversion that I saw. Right here. Yeah, this is the first inversion. So I wanted to take this trade, but I missed it. So after this inversion, since we already had an IFPG here that we disrespected, I canceled this fair value gap out. On the, was there a higher time frame? No, that wasn't. So on the 1 minute, honestly, you could have just taken a trade. Well, I wanted to take a trade, sell here. But I'll do the trade that I took, targeting these previous lows right here. Why did I target these lows? Because I'm pretty confident that, so we have low resistance liquidity right here built up. Not insane amounts, but we have a decent amount of low resistance liquidity right here. We have some left right here that is still untaken. So because the market hunts liquidity, and I think on ES we took a high. No, we didn't. So we took this liquidity from the previous move, which is still kind of internal. Like, I wouldn't consider that external liquidity, but we took this high, and then I think we neared the London high later on. But hold on. So I was planning to target external liquidity onto the downside, which in theory it's not exactly an ideal trade to take, considering we're already disrespecting PD arrays. So we have another bearish candle, and I think right here it's about to have a reversal. Yep, and then it's gonna have a fair value gap made. It's going to inverse it and the next candle. All right, right here. So right after this inverse, you can see the candles are literally right at the edge. So I ideally would take this. Well, no, I wouldn't take this because it's harder to trust. But I think I probably would have taken it because, I gotta trust it a little bit more. Or I don't know, bro, some fucking bullshit. So because we were like mid market and I saw how heavy this candle plummeted, I entered right about here. But I can't fucking do that in replay mode. So I would enter a short, stop loss above the protected highs, take profit right here. The reason I didn't enter is I entered exactly where this candle is right now, because my computer is moving so fucking slow. Like, I have to, I don't know why I was on NQ. I was on NQ again. So I had to open MNQ. I had to set the take stop loss and take profit. I accidentally entered longs on NQ somehow. I had to exit that trade. I did make a couple ticks, so thank God I left green. Then I swapped over, started my entry, and then we're already at break even. So, like, where am I supposed to look for an entry, I already missed my entry, so technically I should have just put it down then. Then the markets are going in the direction I kind of hoped it would. Then it reversed on me, It kind of played around right here. So I was like, damn, bro. Whatever, I'll just let it play out. It's not hitting my stop loss. It's not taking these highs. And it just respected this inverse fair value gap, right? It didn't pass it. So I just like let it play out. I think right about here I exited the trade because again I was being like skeptical as shit. I'm already at break even. I should have been break even by now. I would have been stopped out either way if I was break even, because I would have entered right about like here, or yeah, I think I would have entered right about here. So like, I kind of didn't see a reason to stay in the move. All right, and then after I was like switching classes, we just like took took that shit out. There we go. And then we took external liquidity. So after I realized that the straight actually won, I'm like, well, shit. I could have caught an inverse off of that. After we take external, we go internal. So this is gonna be like the forward backtesting, I guess, whatever you want to call it. All right. So look for an inverse. I believe there's no, I don't think there's any gaps. Yeah, there's this gap right here. So, you could have taken an inverse off of that 3 minute right here. Dude, it's so fucking hard to see with these sessions. Holy shit. Yeah, so there's a 3 minute right here, from here to here, that you could have caught an inverse off of. I don't think there's anything on the 4 minute. That makes sense. Oh, there's this higher time frame fair value gap on the 4 minute right here. So you would want this to get inversed and then targeting the high. So ideally, this was the trade that I should have taken, because this is we're looking for. We saw external lows getting taken. We're in a heavy discount, and we got bullish PDRAs getting respected. Okay, so if I would have taken any trade this day, I think this definitely would have been it, or the gold one. The gold one is also not too bad. It's honestly pretty respectable. Okay, I've been like talking way too fucking much. So we see this inversion. We go into our trade, set a buy, stop loss at the protected lows right here. Take profit. I would want to target either London highs or New York highs right here. On the 4 hour, holy shit, snitching. On the 4 hour, actually, there is this fair value gap right here. So I would have probably targeted this, because this is, I think we're already at 10 a.m., right? What, dude, what the fuck? What just happened? Bruh, I'm trying to trade. Fuck you. Dude, what the fuck? Bruh. Bruh. 3 minute? No, 4 minute. So fucking bullshit, bro. I hate this replay system. Alright. Longs. Stop loss. 309 ticks. Which is $700, dude. I probably would do less contracts then, because that's way too much. TP at the bottom of the fair value gap. So take our I think break even would be right here. And this change in the state of delivery right here. So I mark that as break even. Maybe on the 1 minute there'd be a decent break even spot. Yeah, not really. Maybe this high right here. That's like as much as I can see. But like, yeah. It inversed it on this candle, but hardly, and then it just rejected. You could see this as a protected loss, so you could move your TP or stop loss right there. I'll probably just leave room for it to play. Yeah, that's probably why. But I don't think that's an ideal trade though. We're consolidating here. We had a bit of consolidation, so this fair value gap did not really get respected as well, or inverse fair value gap didn't get respected as well. Then we kind of had an inversion right here. A very weak. Yeah, it's pretty shitty. Not exactly the best trade. But and this is aftermarket. You know, could probably move a break even or trail it. Either way. Either or. Yeah, fucking like can't even move it to break even. No, it hit DP. I don't know how I feel about this trade. It's very like considering the consolidation. We did have a manipulation and distribution. So we consolidated, we manipulated, and then we distributed. Taking previous day highs. I think it did go up high, right? To take London highs and PM. No, it didn't. So, oh no, we did take no, we did take London highs in lunch session. It's not even a fucking session, but yeah, then I consolidated here even more. This is definitely not an A plus setup by a long, like, mile. Maybe a C setup for the inverse trade that I caught. The trade itself, I mean, one thing that I definitely saw is this bit of consolidation, and then I wanted to see a manipulation New York AM, and then we distribute later, which is what we did. We just had a little bit of consolidation right up here. And that's another reason why I was sketched out about entering that trade is because we had a consolidation prior, so it would be a little bit harder to stay in it. And we made some LRL break here as well. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 wicks. This is on the 2 minute. Overall, though, it's a possible trade. Just not the best to take, that's for sure. Maybe it would have been better to take. Oh, there's a 5 minute inverse fair value gap right here. So maybe like if I took that, it would have been better. But still, it's like not exactly the best trade to take overall. I'll definitely journal this. Well, this kind of is my journal, so it's not exactly something I must journal, but I'll write down some notes for myself about overall psychology and just letting the trade go to my stop loss, even if I'm being like starting to get skeptical during the trade. I think the most skeptical I've been was mid trade while it's going. So I think if I just let it play out, it would have been a much more beneficial trade to take. And it would have played out much better. I would have been a bit happier, but then I'm also I would have been a bit more disappointed because the trade overall kind of sucked. And then my break even, dude, entering at my break even was fucking horrible, bro. That shit sucked. Whatever. So I think that'll be it for the trades. I'm definitely gonna backtest this like today a little bit more to see if there was a bit more opportunity, and then I'll look into it. Let's see what other people took. But I think today was definitely a good trading day, but it wasn't the best because of like early price action was kind of iffy. Like early price action was iffy, but then like the way we played out for the rest of the day was actually kind of good. If you want to look further, small AMD, right, instead of larger AMD, right? So we had, I think on the 1 hour it's a little bit easier to see. Yeah, we had a bit more accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So you can kind of see it a little bit better. We, I want to count this whole thing as a manipulation. And then this thing itself is a AMD model, so we accumulated, manipulated, and distributed. But overall, like, um, definitely should be more cautious of what trades I take. Yeah, so that'll be it. All right, 30-minute video. Holy shit. Whoever watches this, hope you enjoyed. Uh, Still unprofitable as fuck. But I'll make money someday. By summer I'll be printing trust. Peace out.